Hello guys, my name is Michael and welcome to a new GTK Popover tutorial. At this point, as you already know, if you came from the first and second video, if not, go back please and check the first two ones. You saw that we were creating a window, we put in a box inside it and a toggle button, and later we created a popover. We were setting a relationship between this popover and the toggle button, which means that once that this toggle button will be pressed, the popover will be revealed, and to give it some meaning, we were putting entry inside the popover so that we can show something once that the popover get revealed. And the thing which I'm going to show you today, it is if we go back a little bit to its description, right here it says popovers are attached to a widget passed at its construction time with a GTK popover new. Like in our case, with a GTK popover new, we passed the toggle button which we were creating before. So this is the way we created at its construction. But you can update it later with a GTK popover set relative to. By default, they will point to the old widget area. This is another story. Anyway, so this is the thing which I'm going to show you at this point in this video. So I'm going to pass null, which means at the construction time we are not creating something, and I'm going to call the GTK popover set relative to. At this point, this function says it's a function which takes two arguments or parameters. The first one is the popover, the second one is the GTK widget relative to, which is the same widget, of course, which you pass it when you call the GTK popover new. Or in this case, it is the same, but you decide which widget you are passing. Set a new widget to be attached to popover. If popover is visible, the position will be updated. Very important for you, and please read it again and again until you understand. It is the way you are playing with these things. It is about the ownership, who owns it. What happens if you call this one on a widget and you set it to null? Because it is a container, it gets its ownership and you lose this connection, which means you need to create yourself with a GObject reference. You need to set a reference or create a reference. If not, that relative to it will be destroyed and you have no connection with it. It's not the case right now. Maybe I'm going to create a video later where I'm going to explain better what exactly happens if you pass null or if you set it to null on a touched popover. Then you will understand better what means with it will be detached from its previous widget and consequently destroyed unless extra references are kept. So please read again and again until you understand this one. Anyway, GTK popover set relative to call. I'm going to call it later, let's say right here. And at this point, the first one is the GTK popover. So GTK popover. And the second relative to, in this case we had here the toggle button, so I'm going to pass the same one as well. So if in the first video we were creating the GTK popover new by passing the toggle button, in this video we are creating the GTK popover new, setting to null, creating all these stories right here, and once that we have all these things which we need, we decide to make a connection with this popover to some widget. This is what we are doing now. So the connection which we are making now, it is between the toggle button and the popover. Once that I compile it and run it, you will notice that works in the same manner like before. Nothing special, you see? Everything works fine. Just remember. Okay, that being said, the next function which I'm going to introduce you, it is the position. GTK popover set position, it is a function which of course takes two arguments or parameters. The first one is the popover and the second is the GTK position type. Sets the preferred position of the popover to appear. So if the popover is currently visible, it will be immediately updated. So this preference will be respected. Very important. Sorry, I'm going to do it a little bit slowly. This preference will be respected where possible, also on lack of space. For example, if it's close to the window edge, then the GTK popover may choose to appear on the opposite side. What exactly it means, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to call this function The first one is the popover, so I'm going to copy this color. And the second one, it is the GTK position type. So right click, open link in new tab, and we have in its standard enumeration the position left, right, top, bottom. It should not be something new for you. So the first thing will be the bottom. Sorry. If I call it on the bottom, you won't see no difference, meaning because it defaults to bottom. In this case, if I choose on the top, it appears on the top. Isn't it? No, it's not. Why? We'll see in a second. If I choose to put it on the right, it should be revealed on the right side of our GTK toggle button, but it is not. So the same story basically happens with all of them. Let me show. This is very important for you to understand. You see, we have no difference. Every time it pops up, pop-ups down. Why? Now let us go back a little bit to documentation, and the documentation says this preference will be respected where the possible through on lack of the space. So if, for example, it's close to window edges, then the popover may choose to appear on the opposite side. So now let me show you something. We have no space enough. That's the reason why. Now you will notice why I choose to put the toggle button to set it to center. I want to show you something. I'm going to compile it and run it. At this point, we have the position left set. Watch what happens if I click the button and I'm going to make the window bigger. I'm going to drag it. Whoa! You see, now appears on the left, which means you need a window big enough, for example 500, so that you can follow this behavior. Watch, now we have 500 pixels. Now it's on the left. If I choose to put it on the right, because we have enough room now, it will pop up on the right. You see? But it will never pop up at the top, no matter what you do, even if you set it to full screen. And this happens because we have no room here. We need our button here somewhere down here to set it, for example, an horizontal, or to change the position of the box and put it at the end where you have enough space to put it at the top. This is the thing which says the description also, if close to the window edges. You see? Okay, I hope you understand it, because it is very important. It is a nice thing which you can represent it and you can create with the help of this function. That being said, thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.